Welcome back to another Soul Talk. My name is Anna Hendricks, spiritual guide, Akashic Soul Channel, and the host of the Soul Driven podcast, where we explore the intersection of living a soulful and spiritual life in a driven and ambitious world. Welcome to being here. Oh man, this is like, I don't know, the fifth time I've tried recording this video today. I'm going with it. So you're just gonna have to love my error, my issue, my general humanness, because it's just awkward sometimes. It's really all I have to say. But I am so excited to pop on to share with you something that is hugely important to me and to my everyday, and something I would like to talk about probably a lot more than I actually get to, and that is having an incredible morning routine. Starting the day off right sets the day up right, really helps you to kick things off right. So all the things. But first, just a couple of announcements. We have 3 workshops in August, so check those out. The links will be below. On the 15th, I am doing the last live Access the Akashic Records workshop. If you've been curious about the Akashic Records, if you're wanting to learn more, if you're wanting to really empower yourself, and this is a beautiful workshop to take, as it will introduce you to the Akashic Records, and you'll walk away with everything you need to begin your own personal practice. And then on the 22nd, I am hosting a How to Manage Your Energy workshop. Super pumped about this one because in this day and age, understanding how to manage our energy is, I mean, honestly, as far as I'm concerned, pretty much the difference between enjoying the everyday and not. And that kind of sounds extreme, but the thing is that we have a lot pulling at us in these times, pulling at us, wanting to take us off track. Things that aren't even ours are affecting us on the day to day. And it's important for us to learn how to work with our energy, manage it, shift it, whole 9 yards. So again, all the links are going to be in the show notes, and there's more details there. And then the third one on the 29th, I am teaching the very first level 2 Access the Akashic Records workshop. So if you've already taken the first one, the introduction one with me before, perfect. If you have experience with the Akashic Records, but really just want to strengthen your practice, be sure to reach out to me just so I can make sure that what we're going to be doing will be beneficial to you. But this is going to be a wonderful workshop to really strengthen your skills and take them to that next level. So super pumped about all the things happening in August. But let's dive in to today. How to have a killer morning routine. Again, how to start your day off right. So, first of all, a little bit of background. I wasn't someone for morning routines until back in 2011. I had graduated from college. I went back as an adult, so FYI. And I was starting in, like, corporate America. I was working as a designer up in New York for a marketing agency. And all of a sudden, I realized I didn't have much time. It was wild because I had to drive, and I drove about 45 minutes away to my job. And so I was just like, what is happening? Where's all my time going? So I started getting up early so that I could, get my workout in, those sorts of things. And my morning routine just kind of evolved moment to moment. There's a much longer story here if you're really interested. Podcast number 3 actually really goes into detail if you want to know the details. But it was this really beautiful unfolding that happened with my relationship with God. God really wanted me to be spending more time and just being more devoted. And it was really cool how things unfolded. But I started getting up early, initially just to go for a run with my dog before I went off to work. And then I started reading devotionals, and then I started doing more reading, and then I started journaling, and then I got into this really solid morning routine. And so when I was fired, another story for another day, from that job and decided to start my first business back in 2012, it was fantastic because I already had this morning routine in place. And so I started off very strong because I was starting off my day strong. And as I kind of stepped out into the entrepreneurial world, I would talk to all kinds of entrepreneurs, those who had been in the field for years and years, decades even, and those who are brand new. And it was really interesting to me to see like the dynamic, the difference between those who had a solid morning routine and those who didn't. And honestly, just bottom line, I knew for myself that I felt better. I was more focused. I felt more courageous in my days. I was able to accomplish more. Starting a new business, and I had zero wherewithal of how to do this. I mean, I was like doing all kinds of crazy stuff, taking brochures, business to business, like putting up Craigslist ads. Do you remember Craigslist? um, and I really, really needed to be in the right frame of mind every day. So this was like so crucial for me. And this is something that has stayed with me over the years. It's obviously been a decade now, and I am still going strong. My morning routine really started to fluctuate in the midst of 2020. Things got off hand, out of shape for a while. But I got back on the bandwagon because the bottom line is that when I start my day with a routine, everything goes better. And sometimes it's really difficult to stick to that. But when you understand what comes out the other end, you realize it is worth the dedication. So there's a couple of things a couple of reasons I should say, like benefits. First of all, I call it my getting fit for public consumption routine. It really helps me to be nice. Um, it gives me time to really gather myself at the beginning of the day. It helps me to like focus on my personal and spiritual development, which is all things to me. It gives me that time to connect with God, which is a non-negotiable. And it really is my sacred pause in the day. So these days, my morning routine, what it looks like is getting up. I usually have some hot lemon water or some coffee, just depending upon the day. And I do some journaling. Well, actually, I do a little bit of reading first, a little bit of like positive, affirmative reading to really kind of help kick off my day, to give me some sort of like little nugget for the day that I can kind of carry. And then I dive into some journaling. Sometimes it's a page, sometimes it's five. It really doesn't matter. Then I do my gratitude practice, which is just writing out 3 to 5 things that I am grateful for. And then I pray. I pray to God, and then I call in my guides and get my whole spiritual team all loaded and ready for the day. And then I do my meditation, and then I jump up to go exercise, and then I get to work afterwards. Usually I take a shower. Mostly I take a shower. But that is kind of what my morning routine is. Almost said my morning meditation. Morning routine. That is my current morning routine. So I want to encourage you to also think about what you would like to start your day off with. And I know that listening to mine is probably pretty intimidating. You're like, oh my gosh, are you really doing all that stuff? But you have to understand that with the work that I do in guiding people, in working with people on some of the hardest things going on in their life, I really need to be in the right place. And so I don't just do this for myself, but I also do this for my clients, for the content that I'm creating, for how I am showing up in the world, because it's really important. And you don't need to compare your life to mine because I mean, like I shared to begin with, when I first started getting up, it was just me getting up to go for a run. All right. I wasn't doing all these things. So they just kind of naturally came in one by one. And I'm not always perfect and I don't always hit every single one, but for the most part, I do because again, this is my life. So my process that I want to share with you for how to set up your own morning routine is quite simple. So first of all, you want to decide what your why is. Like, why do you want to have a morning routine? Why do you want to dedicate that first part of your day to having a routine? Because that is really important. If you understand your why and you're clear on that, then you're going to be much more likely to follow through on getting up and on doing it. In regards to what time to get up, that is completely up to you. Some folks work better getting up early, some a little bit later. I got to tell you that for me, if I wake up like even past 7 a.m., I have a lot of anxiety because I feel like I'm getting close to work and close to my day. And, like versus when I get up at 5:30, then it's like I have space, I don't have to rush. The roads are still quiet outside. Life is still moving at that nice pace, but that is just me. So do what is best for you. But you want to write down your why and you want to stick this somewhere in your house, your bathroom, wherever it might be so that you can see it every day. Um, the second thing is to set yourself up for success for the next day. So make sure to set your alarm, put your phone far away from you so that when you get up in the morning and you turn that alarm off, you're not as likely to jump on your phone and start scrolling, right? It's one thing if you're like rolling over in bed and you turn your alarm off, like scrolling is like you're already there. So it can be easier versus having to get out of bed to turn it off. And then you're like, oh my gosh, I'm out of bed. And you don't really want to start scrolling while you're just standing there. So little things to think about like that, deciding like, again, what time you want to get up, what you want to do during that time so that you don't have to think about it. Maybe get yourself something nice to drink. Find a way to kind of, reward yourself. I love having coffee in bed with my journal. It's amazing. So to me, that's a little bit of a motivator to get me out of bed. And then the third thing is to choose a way to be accountable for yourself. So this can be like telling a friend, like, okay, I'm going to start doing this and I'm just going to like send you an emoji in the morning that lets you know I did my morning routine. Or for me, I love crossing things off. So whenever I'm trying to develop a new habit, I like put myself a nice big ol' X on a calendar that I will print out for that specific habit so that I can look at all my X's because they make me feel like an achiever. But find a way that works for you. Accountability, it's just such a personal and unique thing that you'll need to figure out something that works for you. But again, reward yourself and celebrate yourself. Like if you make it through a full week, um, figure out what you can do for yourself. Maybe have like a little bit of a reward at the end of the week. So for me, I have a morning routine Monday through Friday. And on Saturdays and Sundays, I am much more relaxed because those are my days where I get to sleep in a little bit more, Saturday specifically. And Sunday, not so much. But I like to read in bed and just be really lazy sometimes the first couple hours. Other days, I like to jump up and like go out, do errands, and I just go with the flow. But the bottom line is to think about what works for you because, you know, that is going to be what works for you. And then finally, just be patient with yourself. It takes time. And if you don't have a strong motivator, a strong why, it might take you a little bit longer, but that's okay. Understand why it's important for you, understand what your benefits might be, get clear on those things, and you'll be there in no time. I hope this was valuable for you. I'd love to hear if you have a morning routine. Please share below. Also curious what time you like to get up. Again, no judgment, no shame, but just curious. And if you have any advice that you think would be helpful to others, please share that too, because I don't know everything, but I've been doing this one for a while, so I got a little bit of experience. Wishing you a wonderful day, and thank you so much for being here. Peace.